welcome to my channel. Today we have missing Katherine Sue Barnum. She was only 24 years old, 5'4". This says date of lost contact was February 19th, 1979. And her sister reported her missing, but I don't know how far away she lived, how much she kept in contact with her, anything like that. 24 years old. She was reported missing by her sister Bonnie Buckley originally in 1979. Do they still have the case file? It says she resided in Aurora, Colorado. She was Randall Francis Arnold, now deceased, was residing with Katherine for about 2 months at the time she went missing. Randall Francis. It said that he speculated that she went to California with some unidentified male and joined the Hare Krishna. Yeah, A DEA informant provided information that her body was in a mine shaft somewhere near Central City, Colorado. This says she had red auburn hair and hazel eyes. They only have the one picture. It's not in color. It's not clear. I wish they had more pictures, even school pictures, anything, right? And since he said that she probably went to California the day after she allegedly went missing, because I don't even know if that date's right, there was a Jane Doe found in San Francisco, California. Estimated age 14 to 25 years old. Estimated PMI is hours. Recognizable face, but there's no picture. 5'6", which is 2 inches taller than her. 162 pounds. Jumped or fell 7 stories and landed in front of 717 Sutter Street. Was transported to the hospital and pronounced dead. Recognizable face, a short, sandy hair, shaved eyebrows, and blue eyes. And then there's the clothing. And I don't think that's her, but I decided to include that person. And here's the CBI. Gives pretty much the same information. I don't think there's anything else in here. And the Charlie Project, which usually the families give more photos. There's no more photos here. Gives her date of birth, December 4th, 1954. This says September 19th instead of February 19th, but I think that's a typo, but I'm not sure. This says that it's the same thing, right? Yeah, it's the same thing. You can pause it and read it if you want to. It says that Randall Francis Arnold had a record for theft dating back to earlier in the 1970s. And then we're going to look at some Jane Does. And the first Jane Doe I have is, because her boyfriend's middle name was Francis, I thought, oh, I'm going to include this one. And she went missing in Adams County. And she went missing in 1979. This Jane Doe was found in 1985. Estimated age is 50 to 60 years old, and she was only 24. Estimated height is 5'1" to 5'5". And it says tattoo on the inner right forearm, blank, R-A-N-K. And I was thinking, well, that's probably Frank, right? And his middle name was it Francis or something like that? Right? Yeah, Randall Francis Arnold. I didn't know what he went by. I thought, oh, I'll go include that person because 1985, 6 years after she went missing. I don't think you'd be able to see a tattoo 6 years later. And I don't think it's her, but just in case, I'm going to include this one as well. Brown hair, light to medium brown with minimal gray. Okay, and here's the Doe Network. And it has the same information as well. I really wish they had more photos. And then I have, this is the same Jane Doe with a tattoo. This is the next Jane. This is either a male or a female. They're not sure if it's male or female. They're not sure of the race. This is also Adams County because she went missing in Adams County. I wanted to put those first. Remains found in a field just south of 56th Avenue and Paco Street. And I'm not sure how far that is from where she went missing. And then the next one I have is Lakewood, Colorado, and that is 32 minutes away, but it's all the way in 2013. No height, no weight, no estimated year of death or PMI. Skeletal remains found in a cauldron in a shed that was on the market to be sold. I don't know how old the shed was. Nothing like that, but I thought, wow, I'm going to include that person. That's only 32 minutes away. Then I have one that was found in 1994. Uh-oh, there goes my phone, of course. And found in Brighton, Colorado. That's about a half an hour away. But it says 1994. Estimated PMI is only 1 year. So that means they probably died in 1993. And I'm a little crazy. I always feel like if somebody kills somebody and they're panicking and they don't know what to do, if they're petite, they're going to throw them in the freezer or something until they figure out what to do with the body. And then sometimes just to leave it there because they're panicked and freaked out. 5'3", and she was 5'4", but this lady was said to be petite, and it made it sound like the other lady was pretty heavy. The victim's remains were located in a field near 54th Avenue and Marion Street. She may be white, Native American, or Hispanic. A near complete or complete skeleton, possibly frosted or highlighted hair that was brown, small stature. So that means she was petite. Silver spoon handle found near the body. Sounds like she might have been married. So unknown silver friendship with hearts, which also makes me think of Valentine's Day, right? So that's like a half an hour away. And then the next person I had was found in Clear Creek County in 1995. Estimated PMI is only 2 years, so that's going to be 1993. 17 to 36 years old. So, I don't think that could be her. Found at Echo Lake in Clear Creek County. I'm not exactly sure when the remains were found because of the two different dates. That's only about an hour away. Then we have this person. I'm not sure if it's male or female. They're not sure if it's the race. Found in 1986. And she went missing in 1979. So 1986 is 7 years later. But this person was found in a mine shaft. And remember they had that informant that said that she was in a mine shaft near Central City or somewhere like that. This isn't near Central City, but it is a mine shaft. A partial skull fragment found near an entrance to an abandoned mine shaft. And just in case she was put in a mine shaft, I'm like, oh, but, this is a mine shaft. Wonder if that's her, right? It's a long ways to drive, and I don't know if anybody would take the time to drive that far, though. I think that a lot of people are just going to panic and do something close by and nearby and just not think clearly. And then later on, if they're telling the story and bragging about it, they're going to say what they wish they had done and not say what they actually did, right? So, but that's 28 minutes from Buena Vista. Because there was another Jane Doe that was found in Buena Vista like a year away, and I wanted to see how far that was. So, but this is about 3 hours away from where she went missing from. And do you think that person drove for 3 hours? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I would think she would be in Adams County, close to where she went missing, and not 3 hours away. But it is a mine shaft, so. And then we have a Jane Doe in 1989. This is 86 and this is 89, so 3 years apart after this Jane Doe was found. There was another Jane Doe, I don't know if this is a John Doe or a Jane Doe, but there was another Doe, unidentified person, about a half an hour away from this one. Found in Buena Vista, Colorado. A adult pre-60, cannot estimate height or weight, they're not sure how old they were. A single mandible was found underneath a porch of a residence near Buena Vista in Chaffee County. So, and I guess it's 2.5 hours away from where she went missing. And then I have a doe found in Wright, Colorado in 2022, and I really don't think this could be her. Because I don't think that a clothing material would be in that good of shape. So scattered skeletal remains were found by a property homeowner in Wright, Colorado. Flashlight in pocket, but the coin purse, the pink coin purse, Tommy Hilfiger brand, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it, Hilfiger. I don't, probably not pronounce that right. Levi's women's jeans, size 8, Faded Glory hiking boots. I don't know when they came out with these. I don't know. I wish they would give the dates that they came out with these. But the little purse, I don't know how big it was. It has that little metal clasp. And remember in the 80s, they had those little metal clasps for people had those like cigarette cases that held the little lighters, and they had those metal clasps. So I don't know what year that purse would have been from. I don't think they have those anymore because we have zippers for everything now, right? So I'm wondering what year these things were made. But I really don't think a jacket would be in that good a shape. I don't know. But I don't think so. And I don't know how to pronounce this. Not sure if it's male or female. Found in 1987. So, skeletal remains found. This says 1987. This says 2018. I don't know when they found them. I don't know. I'm confused about that. And that's like 5.5 hours away, so I don't think that could be her. And I wanted to mention one. I don't know how to pronounce some of these cities. Where I live, if you went to read some of the cities where I live, and you thought, oh, this is how you pronounce this, you would be wrong. I hear people on the radio trying to pronounce them, and they pronounce them wrong. And if you spoke to people that lived here and asked them how they pronounce the different cities here, you would be shocked because it's not at all like you would think. It's pretty funny. I find it amusing. So, I find it so amusing that I like filling it out and being where somebody's from a different state or a different city, and they'll ask you what city it is and reading it to them. Because they're funny. I am highly amused because we add R's where there shouldn't be R's, and then like something that like General Lafayette, like you have the city that might be named after General Lafayette, but if you go to read the city of Lafayette and ask a Southerner how they say it, they're going to say Lafayette or Lafayette or something like that, and it's not even pronounced correctly. And some of the other cities, they're not pronounced the same that you would expect them to either. So sometimes I'm just going to leave it alone, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce some of the stuff because, yeah. And I've lived all over the United States. Well, not all over, but in a lot of different states. But, so, if you have any information about her, please contact authorities. Even if you feel like it's hearsay, you're not sure if the information is right or not, it's just something that you heard, give the information to authorities. Let them decide what's relevant, what's important. And if you have any pictures of her, please give it to authorities. Please try to have it put on the Charlie Project, especially if they're color pictures. Even if it's, school pictures, childhood pictures, or other missing persons. Anyway, don't forget to pray for her family and her loved ones who haven't been able to have a funeral or anything like that, or even scatter her ashes. And feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.